The social problem that I chose to do some research on is the North Dakota pipelines. The Dakota Access Pipeline runs from Three Forks in North Dakota all the way down to Patoka, Illinois, transporting crude oil. The pipeline travels mostly on across a private property through 4 different states, and it does not cross the Standing Rock Sioux Tribe Reservation, and all the North Dakota landowners signed voluntary um, easements to allow for the construction of the pipeline. There were many citizens that were worried about having the pipeline run under the Oahe Lake, but the company that was constructing the pipeline said that it won't cause any problems because it'll be 90 feet below the Oahe Lake, and the Dakota Access Pipeline filed 23 condemnation suits against 140 individuals to gain easements through North Dakota. According to DakotaAccessPipeline.net, the pipeline is no ordinary pipeline. It is a very large pipeline that can carry a capacity of just about 570,000 barrels of crude oil from North Dakota to Illinois in a day, which is a crazy amount. And they say it is a far greater risk to the environment and public health to communities than other smaller oil pipelines. The biggest risk is polluting the water around the pipeline, especially since it is a large pipeline, and it is stated that sometimes that the welds will break and cause a leak or even a drip, and when the pipeline ruptures, that's when the biggest spills happen, and that's when it pollutes the most water, which is what everybody's worried about, is the pollution of their water source, especially the reservations. And they actually had a lawsuit against the DAPL, the Dakota Access Pipeline, due to them running their pipeline on the reservation, when in all it doesn't run on the reservation. They're just worried about the pipeline, if it were to burst, that it would get into their only water supply that they have on the reservation. There was also some grief caused when they were trying to run the pipeline through South Dakota. Many farmland owners did not want it run on their land, and that caused a little bit of grief between North Dakota and South Dakota and the builders of the pipeline. And an attorney general said that South Dakota pipeline laws, he does not see a legal option, and he said pursuing the state of South Dakota over the stage eminent domain regarding the carbon dioxide projects. And the biggest concern regarding the Dakota Access Pipeline, along with the Keystone pipelines, were ruptures that could potentially seep into the water supply, like I stated, or even onto farmland. According to APN News, there was a rupture that caused 147,000 gallons of oil to spill on farmland in North Dakota, and the pipeline company said they were opening to open the pipeline a few days after that. According to PBS.org, on December 11, 2022, there was an oil spill near a creek in northeastern Kansas that shut down the whole major Keystone pipeline, and the pipeline spill size was about 14,000 barrels, and it all ran down into the stream of water, which really, if you think about it, will pollute a whole body of water if that stream gets there in time, unless they clean it up fast enough. But even then, they'll still have a little bit of oil that gets into drinking water, or even ecosystems that fish and other animals drink out of. The company that built Keystone Pipeline said that their focus is the health and safety of on-site staff and personnel, along with the surrounding communities and mitigating the rest of the environment. According to itopf.org, the number of oil spills from 1970 to 2021 has drastically been decreasing, but as of 2022, the amount of oil spills has increased by about 1.1%, which isn't very much compared to what it started out as in 1970. The largest amount of oil spills occurred between 1970 with a rate of 51% and went to the 1990s with the highest rate in the 90s of about 20% of oil that got spilled, which if you really think about it, that's quite a bit of oil. And in 2020, there have been about 37 spills of 7 tons of oil, resulting in about 38 tons of oil which was lost. And that is less than 90% of what the rate was in 1990, which was about 358 spills of 7,000 tons of oil, which is roughly 1,134,000 tons of oil that was lost due to the spill. And I think it's hard to believe that the top 20 major oil spills, and most of those oil spills are recorded overseas in different countries. The only one that was recorded in the United States was the smallest oil spill that they recorded in the top 20, which was in Alaska. Thank you.